What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Helmet Fire, and today everything Xbox. It's all Xbox. All the screens are Xbox now. So we're gonna take a look at this article from The Verge, where they're talking literally Xbox continues to push beyond consoles. This trailer here, I'm gonna hit play, but no music because copyright. So they did this ad campaign where they're getting an Xbox on everything. You got a phone, you got a ROG Ally X, you got a freaking, it doesn't matter. They're trying to get Xbox on everything. And this is such a crazy, it's crazy because it's so hard to tell what Microsoft's leadership is doing versus what their marketing team's trying to do. Like we were hearing rumors earlier this summer that like Xbox was getting out of the hardware market, and they're like, no, Sarah Bond and Phil were like, we're doubling down, we're making a new next gen Xbox, the next box. Now, in an article just recently, which I think I covered in yesterday's video, they confirmed the handheld is being developed, though it's a few years out. But anyway, this here says from The Verge, it says Xbox continues its push beyond consoles with a new ad campaign. Microsoft has been trying to expand to multiple devices for more than 5 years now, is launching a marketing campaign. And then it says this is an Xbox, invites people to play with Xbox across multiple devices and screens. And it showcases the evolution of Xbox as a platform, extends across devices with bold, iconic, fun visuals and lighthearted tone. They created the series of ads to appear online, blah, blah, blah. It's the latest step in Microsoft's ongoing gaming strategy to reach players beyond the console, something that started with their cloud gaming more than 6 years ago, which is crazy to say that. I can't believe it's been like 6 years. Um, if you've been following, so like if you have a Steam Deck or like in my case an ROG Ally X, you'll find the Xbox icon on there, and you can play your PC Game Pass stuff on there. I know they're doing stuff with mobile. They got the cloud stuff going on. It's not inconceivable that eventually Xbox could end up like Game Pass could end up on Switch or PlayStation, but that's still just um, remains to be seen. We still have to wait and see if that's going to be the case, but it would seem that that's probably their strategy moving forward. What's interesting about all of it is, again, they admitted, Phil admitted that Sony won the hardware, the console war, essentially financially on units sold. PlayStation just blew everybody out of the water, but that doesn't seem to be stopping Microsoft from going after creating new hardware, and then this marketing push here is just kind of, I don't know. It's, let me know in the comments what you think about all this, because then you have to think about exclusivity. Like, you see a lot of Xbox exclusives are starting to go to other platforms, like, Indiana Jones going to PlayStation or Hi-Fi Rush and things like that. It's like, we could see Doom. Well, Doom's multiplat anyway, and they have already said they're not going to keep Call of Duty off of PlayStation. So, but still, it's like, are Xbox exclusives going to even be a thing in the future? And if they are, what's the point when you're going to be able to play Xbox anywhere? Like, I feel like there's this disconnect between their marketing team and whoever's making decisions on exclusivity and, Xbox hardware itself. Now, for the consumer, I think it's still a net win if you have more places to access Game Pass or Xbox titles in general. But just speaking from a business standpoint, there's just a lot of confusion in on the retail side of like what they're trying to do, what's their end goal. There just seems to be some back and forth. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this. I feel like it's one of those things that, um, you know, Game Pass is great, but there's been reports that it's been stagnant, and well, conflicting reports. I saw some recently that said that they've just gotten a whole lot more new subscribers. Which, look, anytime they launch a new game, like for instance, Avowed just got announced that it's going to be coming out in where is it? Avowed. They just announced they're launching their pre-orders today, and the game is coming out February 18th. But if you have Game Pass, you're going to be able to play it day one on Game Pass. So you can imagine with titles like this that their subscribers are always going to catch a bump when they drop new titles like this, which every year they're going to be having a handful of stuff like that. We also know that Phil Spencer and I think also Sarah Bond, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but during Tokyo Game Show, they were spotted talking with all the major Asian publishers, Capcom. Um, geez, I'm losing my brain here. I don't know if it's like Bandai Namco, Capcom, and many others. Square Enix was the big one. That was the one I was thinking of, where Xbox has really been trying to push in the Japanese market like really hard, and it seems like a lot of that might be working because specifically with Square Enix, they've been reporting a lot of losses due to having some of their titles like Final Fantasy 16 and FF7 Rebirth just losing tons of money by staying exclusive on PlayStation. So I think Square Enix is getting out of the business of staying on just one exclusive and potentially coming over to Xbox. But we've been seeing stuff come to the Xbox ecosystem like Persona series. So I guess my point is I'm imagining that the more relationship building that Microsoft is successful in, the more you're going to see stuff come to Game Pass and bump their subscriber base and things like that. But overall, kind of back to what we were talking about is how does this affect the approach of what they're doing with their hardware side, and then if they're building all this hardware, it's like how much is it going to be worth to buy their new hardware if you can play anywhere? That's where I think a lot of the consumer base is really confused by this. Um, I maybe it's twofold. I kind of personally feel like on one hand, as a consumer, we win because it's just more places to access, but on the other side of the coin, I feel like it's counterintuitive almost. But I guess that totally depends on their strategy for releasing. Um, certain games and how many, what they want to keep exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem, if you will. See, that's another thing. It's like, let's say they have an Xbox exclusive. Well, it's Xbox exclusive for all the screens that can access Xbox, I guess, which I guess would alienate like PlayStation, assuming like Game Pass isn't on PlayStation or Switch even. I don't know. This whole thing gets really crazy and confusing. But look, Xbox news, PlayStation, it doesn't matter. Like gaming news is gaming news. I like covering this stuff. It's variety. And but the biggest thing is I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think? What the hell is going on over at Microsoft? What are they thinking about? Are their marketing teams and their hardware teams and their people who make decisions on exclusives, are they even talking to each other? And if they are, what the hell is even going on? And the last thing I want to say is Phil Spencer, in this interview with Bloomberg that I covered yesterday, I guess the reports came out that he's fine. A lot of people were concerned about his health because he just looked terrible, and there were a lot of memes about like all the stress and what it'll do to you. But in all seriousness, it sounds like he's fine, and we're glad to hear that. We want to make sure everybody's safe and healthy. And with that, I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to call this video a wrap. So again, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this and this whole marketing strategy with them, and what kind of stuff, hardware exclusives, what kind of platforms do you want to see the Xbox ecosystem exist on? With that, I'm going to get out of here. Remember, comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notifications so you don't miss out on the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Helmet Fire.